Welcome back to another episode of the Youth Academy Career Mode here on FC24, where we are in January in our first season of Premier League life, in which we currently sit in 18th. We are near rock bottom. We're actually 8 points ahead of rock bottom, so we're not that close, but we're close in terms of standing. We are technically no points off of safety, as we are tied with Brentford. Leicester City are right there as well with 20 points, as well as West Ham. Sheffield United and Brighton on the outskirts of this thing, looking to try and even extend their gap from the relegation race. Towards the top, we have Manchester United and Chelsea tied on points. Manchester United has been scoring their goals and actually conceding a lot less than Chelsea. Newcastle in third, Man City in fourth. Arsenal and Spurs are looking to get in those, being tied on 36 and only 1 point behind them, with Liverpool also only 4 points behind them. Crystal Palace sitting in 8th as well. We have Bournemouth in the FA Cup. We also have Arsenal and Liverpool in the league. So honestly, we'll play Bournemouth, hopefully win against Bournemouth, play the next FA Cup game, and then get into the Wolves game as well. I'm not playing a Big Six club in our first season here because we are going to get absolutely smashed. And talking about absolutely smashed, let's go and check out the last scouting report for these three nations of this season, going over to America, in which we've it's been up and down, not really getting the best, but not really getting the worst. Sometimes it could be the worst. This guy, 575k for Tyler Cook. We'll go ahead and reject that. And then over to España, we are looking to not really get anything at all. And then over to England, where our homeland is, that we seem to always be going, we get nothing there. So we can send scouts out one more time for this season. We are going to Iceland for 3 months. I want to go somewhere where I haven't been that's in the game, honestly. We are going to go ahead and go to, where are they at? Switzerland for 3 months. And then we are also going to go over towards the south and go to Australia for 3 months. And seeing as we don't actually sign players, well, we don't really sign players. We bring in Youth Academy players. We are going to go ahead and say hello to a couple of new promotees. In fact, actually, I think we're only going to do one right now. We might do more later on, depending what happens in this transfer window. But Michael Chavez is going to come up from the Youth Academy, and he's going to be one of our best players. He's going to look to replace Ramos, honestly, in that starting 11. Ramos and Alves. It's going to be a difficult task to replace Alves. Maybe not so much Ramos. Ramos is starting to get there a little bit. But Chavez has been fantastic for us, and he's going to continue to be fantastic as we go ahead and improve his attacking work rate up to high. He'll come into the team, and he'll be great left-footed as well. And here we go. Bournemouth in the FA Cup. It's Jacobson, Ponce, Ramos, Richie, Videla, Martins, Ruiz, Watts, Guzman, Sykes. Veta gets the starts instead of Yerbe. Let's go and get into it. Let's see what the boys can do. In some snow, in fact. Videla now. Ulat. Clivert. Fakir. Traore with the save. I feel like he hasn't had that. It's Ramos. Into Guzman, and it's 1-1. And the center back level things up here for Wakefield. 22 minutes in, and it's 1-1 here. And Kaya's in behind, and Kaya! Veta got touched to it, couldn't save it fully. And it's 2-1 for Bournemouth. They regain the lead here. Richie on the corner, Sykes on the header, and it's taken 2 corners to keep us in this game. It's 2-2. Wakefield level things back up here with 20 minutes to go. Ruiz, Videla, Jacobson, crossed in, cleared. Can Jacobson get there? He's fighting for it. The second defender there. Videla wins the ball back into Miko Chavez. Miko Chavez is his touches on the game, and he's going to go ahead and score the winner here. Miko Chavez, the new boy on the block, puts it into the back of the net, gives Wakefield that 3-2 lead, and we are just a couple moments away from being into the next round of the FA Cup here. Plus 4 minutes. Are you trying to screw me over, game? Exactly what you're doing, because Fekir gets the ball back. Now Retegu, Veta with the punch clearance. Videla claims the ball into Correa. Now we just got to hold on to the ball. Correa into Sykes. Just Sykes boots it up the field. No, that's a poor boot up the field. Referee, blow your whistle. Blow your whistle, referee. Of course you're not. Oh, you are. Let's go. A 3-2 win here against Bournemouth. Next up is Arsenal. Arsenal versus Wakefield. A quick sim because we have to. Raspadori scores the third goal. Pont scores for us, but Arrigo and Nelson on the score sheet for them. Reece Nelson, in fact, that's actually insane. Is their bench? They have Saka. They didn't even play Saka. They have Mario Götze. They have Marquinhos. They have him. They have Rice still at the club. Odegaard still at the club. The team isn't that distant. I mean, it kind of is. It's a good loss, though. Ivan Patterson. Patterson has been loaned out for 6 months to Burnley. Julio Gonzalez has been loaned out to 6 months to Cremonese to see if we can get him to grow just that little bit more over the course of the rest of the season. This is your starting 11 to take on Sunderland in the FA Cup here. It's Yurbe, Sykes, Guzman, Watts, Ruiz. That is unchanged. Everything else is Quiroga, Mayor, Clement, Chavez, Correa, and Alves all start in this game here against Sunderland. Let's get to it. Burstow, save, Ba, scores, tap in. Burstow, it's 2-0, Sunderland, double the lead. Ramos on the corner, Richie on the header, off the post, into the back of the net, came off the keeper, and it's 2-1. And we're back in the game. And is that Richie? It is Richie. It comes off the keeper, off the post, and just over the line. Quiroga. No, that's game over. We're out of the FA Cup. Sunderland beat us. We lose in the FA Cup round 4 to Sunderland, of all teams. That's very fitting, honestly. That's very, very fitting of our poor season start to this season. And Burstow scores a game winner. We technically didn't score a single goal because it was our own goal from Richie from the defender. It actually came off the defender at the end trying to clear it. But we are out of the FA Cup. Cambridge United beat Chelsea. That's massive. Liverpool away from home. A quick sim. Let's see how this one goes. It's a 2-1 loss. You know, we took the lead. We held the lead for nearly 40 minutes. I'll take that. That's a win in my books. First scout report for these 3 new nations, and we are going to the land down under in Australia. Let's see if we can find any decent Australian talent that could be in a bright prospect. Mason Holmes, 1.8 million. His potential is awful, though. So we just say no to him, and then that guy was just horrific. Now over to Switzerland. Can we find any Swiss? Maybe the next Granit Xhaka. I would love to find the next Granit Xhaka. That would be insane, honestly. God, I miss him at Arsenal. Next up, and this guy, 950k. We don't need another goalkeeper. We really don't. We have 2 great goalkeepers. And then over to Iceland. Yes, Iceland. We are going to look to absolutely no one. So the first scouting report is awful. Alves starts instead of Ramos, and starting 11 other than that is the same as normal. Let's see what we can do against Wolves. They are currently 10 points ahead of us. Martins, Watts, Ruiz, Videla into Richie. Richie now into Alves. Alves across the face for Ponce. It finally works out. I don't know why I've been trying that the whole entire game, but it finally works out, and Wakefield have the lead here over Watford. Not Watford, over Wolves, I should say. I'm used to Watford being red, not Wolves. Martins. Can you switch the field over to Jacobson? Jacobson heads it down into the path of Verdella. Is actually deflected into the cutback into Ponce. Ponce shoots. Ponce scores. We retake the lead right before halftime. A little bit of 45th minute magic here from Maye. And Wakefield are going to the break up by 1 here against Wolves. This cutback right here, I thought the ball was out before I passed it. Thankfully, the defender didn't close down too tightly. We're in the break, 2-1 up. Oh. Ruiz over the top for Ponce. Did I say Ruiz? I meant Ruiz. Ponce cuts back. Ponce on his right foot. It's a beautiful goal. It's a beautiful hat trick. And Wakefield are 3-1 up here against Wolves. And Ponce is on fire. Hoyland scores 3-2. Richie gets the ball back in the midfield. Verdella Out wide for Alves. First time cross in for Ponce on the volley. And Ponce has 4. And the 2-goal lead is restored. Ponce is on fire. 4-2 here against Wolves. And that might see us get out of the relegation zone for the moment being. Hoyland and Guillo. Yerbe with the save. Sykes will clear up the field. And that should be all she wrote. No, they're going to give him probably one more chance here. And Guillo shot blocked. Mayor clears up the field. That's all she wrote. A 4-2 win over Wolves. A 4-goal thriller for Ponce himself. Man of the match. And when we come back next episode, we will have Aston Villa, West Ham, Brighton, and maybe Newcastle as well. West Ham are currently down here at the bottom. We also, who do we face off? It was Aston Villa, right? Aston Villa, where's Aston Villa? They're at 12th and Brighton are in 10th. We are still sitting in a relegation spot, unfortunately. Still level on points with Brentford. We need their goal difference to be a lot worse than what ours is. It's kind of terrible there. It's not looking great, but it's not looking awful. This is what I can say. It's not looking awful. I will see y'all for the next episode. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.